Hi, welcome to Bologna. My name is Stefano. I'm the owner of the C.I.B.O, Culinary Institute of Bologna. And we are right in the city center. I walked in the market this morning and I saw this fantastic, terrific, fresh lamb. Lamb is very popular in all the country, all over Italy. Now we are northeast, possibly, right in the center of the Pianura Padana, the valley. And we have cattle in here, lots of dairy, lots of milk. That's why in this place we are famous for the Parmigiano Reggiano making, considering that for 1 wheel of Parmigiano we normally use 400 liters of milk. Can you imagine how much milk, how much cattle, how many farms we have in this region, and of course how much grass. That's why everything we grow here is very, very intense, and the flavor from the grass, from the soil, from the terrain is very mineral and tasty. So lamb here is never older than 12 months. This might be between 8 and 12 months. It's a whole lamb, half lamb actually, and we already have the organs inside. No matter what's going to happen, I mean, I understand that some people might be a little, do not like organs. We'll be cooking them. So possibly with the whole piece of lamb, that's how I like to work in here at the school, and how I train my students. We buy the whole piece and we divide it, we do some butchery in the beginning, and then we start finding out how to cook and how to prepare the different recipes with this. So we'll be using the whole piece today. Maybe possibly we might make like 4 or 5 different recipes. And one among those recipes, of course, I want to make the organs, which is a very, very nice dish, of course, for those people who like them, right? Okay, we want to start getting rid of the organs and we put them in a bowl. Here you can see we have lungs, right? This is lung. Let's put it in here. Liver. Here it is. Beautiful, big liver. Look at that. It's so fresh. Nice piece of flesh, right? Liver. Heart. Later, we'll get rid of those nerves and pieces of fat, right? We need to clean it, but not at this time, a little later. This is the kidney and thyme. This is a little tiny thing right in the back. There it is. We still have a little bit of thyme. Very good. Oh, look at that. Oh, is it beautiful? Of course, for those of you who like it. Now, we want to start doing some butchering here. First of all, we want to separate leg, rack, and shoulder, right? In order to do this, we try to find where the joint is, where the knuckle keeps the shoulder attached to the body, right? You see, you disarticulate that a little bit and you find out where the knuckle is, because we want to cut through those nerves in order to make it easy without breaking any bones to separate that from the body. So we want to cut all around here. And this is the shoulder. Same thing will be done with the leg, right? So we want to try to have a general look, an idea of where the joint is, like this. And then, exactly, you see, you disarticulate that a little bit. There won't be any need to chop it with a huge knife, right? This way. And here, now, finally we have the body. This is the rack. We cleaned up a little bit. Very lean, very fresh. There we are. Beautiful. I want to separate the rack. I want to clean the rack. So maybe we turn that upside down and we cut that in here. And maybe in here. You see, it's very easy. We don't have to use a big knife and beat it, you know. It's all about cooking. Makes sense. It makes sense, right? So you yourself will be finding out that the way to cut things through the bones, right? So we don't have this time to break bones. We just have to separate them. So possibly find out where the joints are and slice them. It's very easy. You see, you can do that with a normal little knife, and this is the way of making chunks, right? We'll be using them later. Now rack. Okay, first of all, we want to clean up a little bit the ribs, sliding the blade on top of them. We want to basically clean this little film that keeps everything stick to the bones, right? The flesh to the bones, this way. Right, it's not difficult. You just slide the blade as you were scraping it, right? Look. And same on the other side. I'm sliding the point, the top of the blade here, right, very close to the flesh, but without slicing that. We just want to scrape out this film, right, that keeps the whole thing stick to the bones, right? Keeps the flesh stick to the bones, this way. Right, should work. And now we want to cut here. There is a kind of like membrane here. It's a kind of bone, but very soft, right? So we don't want to cut it the all way through, right, to the bottom. We just want to make a surface cut like this. To make sure that everything is good. You need a sharp knife for this. Okay, and then we clean them this way. We push them down this way. That's why we want to do that properly and carefully. You see, you clean them. Something's going on here, but we can fix it. This is the way of cleaning a rack of lamb. In Italy, we eat this. I saw a lot of lamb in the United States, and normally you don't eat this part. This part is very good. It's a little chewy actually, but it's meat, it's flesh, and it's very tasty, and it's very good for making sauces. When we serve a lamb chop in here, we don't just serve this side here, but we keep this little, like, you know, tail, it looks like tail, right, attached to the body, to the chop. It's very soft, moist, a little fat, of course, but very sweet. We like this, we keep this. Okay, and this is our rack of lamb. Right. Okay, we'll be using this later. Done. Now, we want to clean this leg, right? Again, as I told you, you find where the knuckle is, So trying to disarticulate that a little bit. You see what it is? And then you don't have to break bones. Right, there it is. You see? The joint. And we start boning it, deboning it, this way. We try to get as much flesh, of course, as we can. Some people ask me about the bones. You know, I can tell you if someone makes a stock with bones from the lamb. I don't, personally. I don't like the taste. It's, to me, to my taste, it's a little mineral. Our stock in Bologna is very simple, just chicken and beef, and the beef bones. We would never make stock with lamb. But, you know, you might try. It's not my favorite thing. It's not my taste. My personal taste would be different. Look. Number one. Now, this chunk is beautiful. It's really flashy. And look at all this fat. It's so sweet. So we want to try to take out as much flesh as we can. This part here is very fleshy and chunky. That's why possibly we will be making a saute, right? So we will slice that, cut it in chunks, a kind of a stew, right? Stew sizes. Again, here, disarticulated, and this is a bone, right? There's still a little flesh in here. With the small, tiny pieces, and we're gonna have plenty of them, we'll be making a sauce, a lamb sauce. And do not call it ragu, because ragu in Bologna is a totally different thing. The Bolognese ragu is something. All other things are sauces, the sauces. Now we still have a bone in here. It comes this way. So, okay, again, we slice and trying to get out the flesh out of the bone in here this way, and scraping out a little bit this way. You see? And all the flesh will be nice and in one piece, depending, again, on what we will decide together to cook. This is very good for a saute, right? Look. Now, this is the shoulder, same concept. We want to find where the joint is and trying to break it up a little bit. It's not breaking actually, because you see all the bones will stay in one piece, but we just want to disarticulate and find out where the joints are. So we won't need any super special knife for this. I like to tell the people, the students, that all we need for cooking is just a board, a chopping board, and a knife, a good knife. That's it, that's all you need. Again, as we did before, we're trying to get the flesh out of the bone. Okay, there we are. It's not taking us too long, actually. If you consider that we started from scratch, from the whole piece, I guess in 10-15 minutes you can do the whole thing. Some people are scared about the time. And I mean, I keep saying when we cook, we decide to cook and there's no time for anything else. But as it's so relaxing and funny and amazing, I would consider the time, I would add the time. Maybe you cook less, but once you cook, you start from scratch, buying the whole piece of what you want to. If it was a chicken, we would have bought one whole chicken. That's the concept. I never bought a chicken breast. It's also an economical thing. If you buy chicken breast, it would be like $6, $8 a kilo. I can tell you, in Italy, it would be like possibly 6, 8 euros for a kilo. In here, with 4 or 5, you buy the whole chicken, 4 or 5 euros per kilo, the chicken, the whole thing. So sometimes you pay a nice chicken breast more expensive, more than the whole piece, the whole chicken. Okay, again, we want to separate and try to clean to get the flesh out of the bone. Yeah. There we are. Okay. Lamb. I love lamb. My granny used to make lamb for us kids once a week. Normally it was Wednesday. Do not ask me, please, why, the reason. But at that time, that schedule, I mean, the housekeeper used to decide when something was done in advance. So Friday was like gnocchi, and on Sundays, cappelletti, tortellini, stock, or lasagna sometimes, Monday through Wednesday, tagliatelle. Every morning, that was a full-time job, right? But there was a special day for everything. I never found out the reason for this, because now you can find everything every day. Maybe at that time they couldn't find particular vegetables or meat. Look, this is a little tricky. It's the shoulder, basically. There's a kind of like flat bone. You will see that in a while. This is all bone, right? It's a flat bone. It's a little annoying, actually. But again, with the same concept we've been through before, scraping out the flesh from the bone this way, and letting your blade sliding a little bit this way, right? Sliding. All these little pieces will be a fantastic sauce. Look. Oh. Here we are, done. With my students, we never decide the recipes in advance. We go to the market, we select our purchases, and we decide when we are back in the school how to cook them according to the seasonality of the vegetables that we find. So this morning, I mean, we're talking about that later actually, but you know, the concept is first we take care of the food. We buy what we like, what we are impressed by, straight at the market, in the store. Then after we start doing our preps and we decide how to cook that. The important thing is that everything must be seasonal. So we are cooking something seasonal.